Idiot Jerk, welcome to Locked In, man. What a name, brother.
What's going on, man?
You don't ever find that offensive being called, hey, idiot, what's up, man?
Nah. They say, when I was a kid, they say, you mess everything up, man. You a jerk. The acronym to that is Junior Educated Rich Kid. So it's kind of like oxymoronic. You ever seen an idiot, junior educated rich kid? It's like, nah, right? So, you know.
I see what you did there.
But I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a king. So we're going to change the K for kid, from kid to king.
Well, thanks for coming, brother. Shout out to Connecticut. You're in Hartford, right?
Yeah, appreciate you.
And thanks for showing all the love with the merch. I got it on right now. And, tell the people about your merch and your music and everything right now. Plug that in.
Idiot, OBH Jerk, OBH Records, Mr. Holdwater, the brand. So basically, my music, my last project that I put out on all streaming platforms. If you can't find it by the time this interview is over, just keep searching. It's on Apple Music, but it's definitely on YouTube. Holdwater, no leaks, no spills. Holdwater is my brand. Mr. Holdwater Music Group. Idiot Jerk, the artist. Mr. Holdwater Clothing and Apparel is my clothing line. Mr. Holdwater Party and Promotions. So just like you, I ran a lot of promotions, events, and things like that. A few. I only did that, though, to get the attention of 93.7. These guys don't. I was trying to get there up to the radio station and do what I need to do, and the only way to do that is the advertisement.
Yeah.
So I put out a promotional company. And my events that I threw was just like, oh, these are kind of selling out.
Are you still doing events now?
Yes and no. So what I like to do is I like to be, if not the first one, then the only one to throw specific events. So my first event was my coming home party from a friend of mine who did 17 years incarcerated, who was innocent but got found guilty and was sentenced to 999 years. And he got his case, according to the juvenile law, he got his case overturned and he was home. They resentenced him to like 28 years, I believe. He's still on parole as we speak. Shout out to my boy Ant, alive, son. You know what I mean? So they overturned it. They resentenced him. And he's coming home. He had life. I said, man, let me try this thing. Let me do the promotion with that. First coming home party. I said, it was a good turnout. So that was epic. And I just felt like I was showing genuine love to a good friend I was happy to reconnect with after so long, right? And it did good. It did very well. I tested myself again and said, maybe they just like him. Maybe they show him love to the point where like maybe my promotion wasn't well promoted to the point to bring everybody out. So maybe it's him. Let me test myself again. And I had got with a guy of mine who's currently locked up right now as we speak that I had met when I was doing my time. He's from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Shout out to Blinky Azul. He had Knockout Queens, the female boxing joint. So I'm like, damn. And he had got with, I guess, his manager, shout out to Miami, who basically had his thing going with his brand, Knockout Queens. So you got female boxing. They got the not the real gloves though. It was the
like the big gloves.
Yeah, the big gloves. So
the blow up ones or
so I was like, let me see what's up. And I was the first one to bring that to Hartford, Connecticut, where I'm from. So I'm like, I think we on to something. Mr. Holdwater Party and Promotions, let's go. I'm on the radio, I'm doing all this. It was kind of to build a rapport with Hot 93.7. Because that's the biggest radio station in Connecticut. So, and I'm an artist, so I'm just trying to be the person that signed his own checks, if you must say. So I'm gonna say, listen, I got a show, like I'm gonna promote it. Mr. Holdwater Party Promotion presents Idiot Jerk or Idiot OBH Jerk or Shower Squad Entertainment Jerk. Like, so it's just, I just had to put it together. So it's just like I'm trying to corner all markets. It's been kind of slow because I haven't came up with an idea that no one else had. Make sense? So it's just like, I'm not going to throw all black affair. Everyone's doing that. It's like, I want it to be, when I'm throwing these events and I'm promoting these parties, that you've never seen this before. Nobody has ever put a ring inside of a club venue and have females boxing. So it's like, yeah, it's organic, it's unique. No one ever did it. I'm the first or the only one. And that's just how that goes.
Hi all, before we jump more into today's episode, I need your help. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And great news, you can now comment on Spotify episodes too, so drop a comment and a review and let me know what you think of the episode. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, a rating and review goes a long way in helping us grow. Also, quick shout out to Shady Rays. They are giving out their best deal of the season exclusively for Locked In listeners. Head to shadyrays.com and use code LOCKEDIN to get 35% off polarized sunglasses. We will talk more about them later in the episode. Hope you enjoy. So you were born in Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford, Connecticut.
You grew up there your whole life?
Yeah.
Who did you grow up with?
Like as far as what, like family members?
Yeah, family members. Who were you raised by?
So I have a older brother, right? I'm the middle child of 3, and I have a little brother who recently passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
2021. They say it was a suicide, but I don't pay attention to what people say. I think like maybe it was a mistake. Who knows though? You know, you never know. It wasn't a note left. It wasn't that. It wasn't. So who knows? But basically, he just passed away. You know what I mean? Shout out to my little brother. I know he's watching right now, you know what I mean? Because we connected, you know what I mean? It still hurts though. I ain't gonna lie to you. So yeah, I got a big brother and I got a little brother. I mean, and I'm the middle child of 3. I mean, I have, sisters and other family members. It's crazy because I just find out I had other family members on my dad's side that I didn't really know like that, who left at an early age. I just reconnect with them like the other day. So shout out to them. I got siblings that I just reconnected with.
What did your parents do for work?
So my mom was in the nursing field. She was she did that for a long time, working in a group home, Hillside Manor, which is got transferred to Trinity Hill later on. And then she was employee specialist. Like she gets people jobs, and she actually worked for organization that when people come home from being incarcerated, a training fund program. So basically it's like a training program where you get out of incarceration, you don't know where to go, you did all this time, you go to her, she puts you in training, she gets the fund to put you in training and then get you a job. Like she was like the head of the stats. And then from there, she works for the CHD, Center of Human Development.
What about your dad?
My dad, my original dad, I don't really know like that, but my dad who raised me.
Stepdad?
He was a stepdad. He was an occupational therapist. So at the time, I didn't know what that was. I'm like, occupational therapist? He's like, I just kind of like bend joints and knees and stuff like that. And it was just like, all right, cool. And once that didn't work, my boyfriend at the time right now, he kind of takes the program of her job, the CHD, Center for Human Development, work with all sorts of mental health patients and things like that. He works there right now, but he was driving a taxi for what I know. I mean, he's kind of a cool guy.
What did your mom tell you about your real biological dad, if she said anything when you were a kid? So,
you know what's crazy? I'm searching for that right now. Because I have a son and I have daughters. And it's just like, yo, what was my pops like? I know the relationship with me and my children's mothers, right? So as I get older and I have kids, I sort of try to search for like the root of who I am. Yo, how was my dad? And it's crazy because my siblings that I just reconnected, now you're talking about 3 days ago. The first time, FaceTime call, they're in a whole nother state. I'm getting to reenact with them through my sister, who was by my dad as well, right? So I'm trying to ask them, like, how was he? Like, yeah, I was in the same household with him. Like, they were young when he passed away, but they got more to know the true him. But my mom used to tell me, I used to be like, did my dad want me? And she'd be like, yeah, he wanted you. I'm like, so what happened? You feel me? And I'm asking them type of questions like, man, he left, he got married, however it may go. So it's basically just like, you know what I mean? She give me little details. Say he was a hardworking man. Say he was a person who was kind-hearted, things like that. So he was alcoholic though, they say too. So my last vivid picture was me trying to, I think I was like 5, 6 years old. I'm 36 now. Me trying to climb and grab his wallet out of his back pocket, him picking me up and like tossing my mom and stuff. He pulled off in like I don't even know what kind of car it was, but it was like a yellow boat, like a big chunk of metal with the yellow chip painting on it. You know what I mean? It's like, so, but she basically just told me like he was a good person. You know what I mean? He had a good heart. He was a hard worker. Said he used to drink, throw all his money away. Like, you could have all the money. Like, go ahead, leave me alone. That type of stuff. That's basically kind of what it is.
How are you guys financially growing up?
My mom was a hard worker. And basically, like, she was, she did the best that she could do. As far as financially, like, she was, like, she did the best that she could do. However, she made it work. Like, we weren't rich, but we weren't poor. Like, well, I didn't think that we were poor, if we were. So basically, like, I think we were okay. I think that we were okay, to be honest with you.
How would people describe you as a kid?
As a kid, cool, funny. The kid, how can I say that? Like, cool, annoying, pesty. Basically, yeah.
What was your neighborhood like growing up? You know, people hear Hartford doesn't necessarily have the best rep.
Dangerous. So, as a kid, I chose to hang out on Bedford Street. 14, 15 years old. Before that, I hung in Stowe Village, hang with those guys. My friend that I was telling you about just came home from doing it. He was from Stowe Village Projects. And my other friend, him and he had a co-D named Duke. That's who I did the time together. Those kind of like my best friends. So I had a lot of project best friends. And but this crazy part about that is I lived on Edgewood Street. But I never got along with those guys. They were kind of like, always just try to play me. You know what I'm saying? So like, and it's just like, always try to like bully or try to jump me or try to take things from me. So I never could get along with those people. So I started going to school, and at the time, when there was situations going on, right? I'm going to school. I live in this area, but my friends are from that area. I'm going back and forth to school. The guys that's from this area don't really trust because I'm taking a bus with the guys from this area, but I don't get along with them. They don't know that until it becomes one of those things where like, where you from, man? What's up? I don't deal with them dudes. I just live in the area. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So once my friends got incarcerated and went to jail, I was young, like, 15 years old. When they went to jail, I think my other friend was 16 and my other friend was, I think, 18 or 19. His co-defendant was 18, 19. And it was just like I got to do something to help my friends out. That's how I ended up in the area at Bedford Street. I mean, I got with the realest guys in the city, the most respected guys in the city.
Was that like a gang, like an official gang?
Nah, I'm not a gang member. That's not a gang. It's no gang affiliation with anything. It's just basically like family. Like I came around and it was like, all right, yo, man, I need to do whatever I need to do to get my friends out of jail. At the time, their bonds was $5 million a piece. And who's trying to generate that type of money? I didn't know, though. So it was just one of those type of things. I was trying to be there for them. And then, like, being in the area, trying to thinking about how I could figure it out. It was just one of those things where I ended up getting caught up on those type of things, though. But, yeah, it's really how that really turned out.
What were you doing on the street with them?
What you mean, far too?
In general, how are you moving? Like, are you going to high school? Are you getting into trouble? What was, with that group of people?
I was going to high school, but I also started hustling and drug dealing and whatever may come with that, right?
What kind of drugs?
All the worst drugs in the world. I sold it all.
Did you use the drugs or you just sold?
Nah, I was never a user. I was never an alcoholic. I was never a weed smoker. Occasional, you know what I mean? But never to the point where I abused it, you know what I'm saying? But I never did any of the drugs I was selling. I mean, so with that being said, like, I was, just out here hustling, selling drugs, doing things like that. And I was just trying to do the best that I could to hold my friends down. So it wasn't like, was I going to school? Yeah. But was I making it to school? No. Like, man, I've been outside since yesterday. It ain't no way I'm about to make it the first period. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what that is. I mean...
Thanks to Shady Rays for supporting Locked In. If you're looking for sunglasses that are stylish, durable, and built for every adventure, Shady Rays has you covered. Their premium polarized lenses and rugged frames make them the perfect go-to whether you're hitting the trails, driving with the windows down, or spending the day by the water. I just ordered the black timbers and the process was super easy. I was able to input my prescription right on their site and boom, done, no hassle, no complicated steps. Just a smooth experience start to finish. And I can't wait to be rocking them out on the lake all summer long. Polarized lenses, perfect fit, and built to handle anything. And here's what makes Shady Rays even better. If you lose or break your shades, they got you covered from day one. Plus, if they're not the right fit, you can exchange or return them hassle-free within 30 days. Exclusively for my listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code LOCKEDIN to get 35% off your sunglasses. Try them for yourself and see why over 300,000 people have rated them 5 stars. Again, go to shadyrays.com and use code LOCKEDIN for 30% off. Get your pair today and get ready for summer. shadyrays.com/lockedin for 35% off Polaroid sunglasses. Shout out to Shady Rays for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure you grab your pair. And hey, even send me a picture and you rocking your new pair of Shady Rays. Now let's get back into today's episode. Did you end up graduating high school?
From prison.
From prison? So when was the first time you got in trouble and sent to prison?
2005.
How old were you?
I was 16 at the time.
What did you do?
I'm lying. 17 at the time.
What happened?
I got shot at 16.
You got shot?
I got shot. I got shot in the neck.
For what?
For what reason?
Yeah, tell us the whole story.
So, in the city of Hartford, it'd be beefs, it'd be wars, things like that. And basically, like, somebody came through shooting, and I got shot. So, just being from the area, it was just like that.
So you were just an innocent bystander?
I would like to say that, yeah.
Or you were involved with it?
Nah. I would like to say I'm an innocent bystander.
And this
I'm
wasn't...
going on record to say I'm an innocent bystander.
And it wasn't gang-related at all?
Record.
Not gang-related?
Nah, nothing gang-related. I'm not a gang member. I'm not a part of a gang. I'm not a gang member. I'm not any of those type of things.
Okay.
So people try to, authorities, police try to label me a gang member, and that's not true. I don't belong with any sort of gang. If you name the gangs, right? From my understanding of what a gang member is, it's a person who follows orders. It's a person who wears certain colors. It's a person who has certain gang handshake, all that type. I'm not associated with none of that. If I deal with you, I deal with you. So, well, my luck, right? You got on my merch, right? If this thing blows up, and 1,000 people start wearing this merch, they might consider Holdwater gang. It's like, no. I just rock with Ian Bick. That's my boy. That's my bro, man. We ain't, I don't know anything about the gang culture. Hartford, Connecticut, from my understanding, aren't Bloods or Crips or none of that type. We don't do that type of thing. You got an issue with a person, you just got an issue with that person. He could live on the next street next to you. It's like, all right, we got an issue now. I'm gonna come see you. That doesn't mean that I'm part of a gang. Because your brother support you or my brother support me don't mean that we're gang members. I don't understand. But going to prison, running into people who were considered or labeled gang members, right? It's like, what goes on here? How does this work? And they're like, man, we got to do this, we got to do that. So, not to say necessarily I was checking them, but I was basically like pulling their card, like, so you part of this gang and he's part of this gang, correct? He needs your help. Man, he's not part of my gang, per se. I'm part of this chapter of the gang, or I'm part of this section of the gang. And it's just like, I thought you guys were gang members, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, for my more deeper understanding of what a gang was, it was supposed to be a bunch of people that came together to police and run their own community to what they feel is how they feel it should be ran. So it's like the negative stuff is what gangs get portrayed to be. I have nothing to do with being a gang member or being a part of a gang or none of that type of stuff.
Were they gang members that shot you?
I wouldn't know, to be honest with you.
You don't really know what happened?
I wouldn't say they were gang members, because if they were gang members, that would make me a gang member. That would make them rivalry gang members. And I'm not a gang member, so I can't tell you that.
What was it over? Was it over drugs or?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't. I'm gonna go on record and say I don't know.
Okay, so you got shot at 16. You obviously survived,
Yep.
and then 17 you end up in prison. What happened?
In prison. So listen, right? We're not gonna speak too much on it, right? But I'm gonna give you my jail minimus of why I was incarcerated.
This is when you were 17.
That's when I was 17.
Man's brought his paperwork to the interview.
You gotta bring your paperwork.
You know,
I am the paperwork king.
A lot of people that come on the show do bring their paperwork. It's pretty funny to see.
I don't play those games. So listen, you can read off those charges.
I don't care about reading
right?
it. You could read it for the audience.
You can read off those charges, right?
Yeah. They can't see it, but you could read it.
They can't see it? Okay.
The kids so small, the print, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They gotta zoom in.
But it's my actual jail minimus. Murder, assault first, carrying a pistol without a permit.
So you got arrested for murder at 17.
17. So, and I got acquitted. And I was facing forever in jail. Got acquitted. And that's just that.
So what happened? You know, tell us this whole story.
Misunderstanding, altercation took place. Shots got fired, and that's that.
Someone lost their life.
Somebody lost their life.
Somebody
got shot. They lost their life later on.
Did you know this person?
No, I didn't know this person.
And there was
person put their hands on me.
Mm-hmm.
I came back. Yo, what's going on? Shots ring out. Boom, boom, boom. And that's just that.
And there was multiple people involved with this?
No, I went to prison by myself, but my co-defendant at the time, who would have been my co-defendant, had died around the same. So the incident happened in December 2005, like the first week. Who would have been my co-defendant at the time, technically is my co-defendant, had died Christmas Eve that year.
So you're charged with murder. Where do they bring you? A juvenile detention?
So I'm in Mansfield Youth Institution. Got the green jumper, high bond, people, young kids in there. My first time locked up. Young kids in there, they in there like, yo, you got that on? Shh. Here go my breakfast, man. I'm like, what? I don't want you to eat your own breakfast. You're gonna be here a while. I'm not gonna, what do you mean? What? So when I ended up getting it and being in prison, they like, yo, don't talk about your case with nobody. It's like, what did you do? It's just like, so automatically, high bond, what did you do? So, you getting transferred with people. You going to jail to get transferred. They got on tans. They giving me a green jumper. They like, yo, what the? And the people that you go to court with, they know. It's like, yo, my people was out there, said you just got charged with this. Is it said? And it's just like, I'm just shaking my head, stressing. I don't know what's happening next. Get the green jumper, Mansfield Youth Institution. At that time, I was 17. I ended up getting transferred to Walker Correctional, which is a level 4 or 5 facility. They got the cages over the fence. I'm high security. You need the COs to walk me through the jail. Spooky shit. My first time in jail. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But I wasn't a stranger to it because, mind you, my friends who had been incarcerated, they were incarcerated for a murder. So it's kind of like, I think I know what's going on. I'm kind of like watching them their lawyers deal with them the way they need to deal with them and things like that. So I was kind of familiar with how it kind of went.
So what was the symbolism of the green jumper?
The green jumper is high bond, high security. Like, you can't walk the compound by yourself. You need 2 CLs to escort you throughout the compound. You separated from everybody else. Not in PC, but they treat you differently. Like I said, 2 COs got to walk you in and out of the cottage. You got to change your cell every 30 days. It was crazy. So now, the green jumper is for Mansfield Youth Institution. That's Little Cheshire, they call it, right? And you got the sentenced people down the hill, and then you got the unsentenced people up the hill. But the green jumper is like, it's a green jumper. There's no other jumper on there but a green one. And I believe a red one for gang members or chronic disciplined inmates and things like that. So, but the green jumper, they're basically just, they got a whole little compound of their own. So it's cottages. When you look at the whole jail, it's cottages, right? And they got their own basically like 2 cottages together, and they just in there. And however they deal with them is however they deal with them. I'm not a gang member, and I wasn't in chronic discipline, so I wouldn't know, but I seen them. Only other jumper than that was the green one. Everybody else had 10s.
How are the guards treating you because you're a 17-year-old accused of murder? How do they react to you?
They are sitting up there, right? And they are acting as if like this guy might try to escape. This guy might wild out on me. It's like, but for the most part, they're just doing their job. They're cool. I guess when you get to know an individual, it's like, yeah, he ain't wild out on nobody yet, and he's been here years, so I don't think that he's kind of really that type of, I mean, they're not being disrespectful. You kind of got respect at that level just because you're a jumper. Like, it was people in there who I was locked up with, right, that if they were bullying somebody else, because you had people in there that was in there for car theft, that just came back, that just did 30 days and came back for another 30 days, stuff like that. So them type of people, if they were punks or getting, I wouldn't say punks, if they were soft, right, they were getting bullied. They wasn't doing that to a guy with a green jumper because I gotta be here. They don't know how my mentality is. Like I said, it was guys, my first week in there, like, yo, man, you want my breakfast? Like, I ain't gonna be here as long as you. And it's just like a certain level of respect for the green jumper. But you gotta think, you're facing 30, 60, 100 years. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, yo, my boy down the hill, they seen how it happened to him. He had the most time on the compound. So it's just like, man, he got 999 years. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's your boy? Oh, man, that's crazy. Like, you about to be another prime example of him. So it's just like, all right, that's cool. Whatever, however it go.
How did your mom and stepdad react to your murder charges, like that first conversation?
My mom was there, man. I ain't gonna lie. My mom was there. She was there. I ain't gonna lie. She was there, like, visits, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Letters. You know what I mean? As far as money, you panic. 17-year-old son in jail might not never get out. It's just like, yo, this is crazy.
Did she say anything to you about it though? Like, was she upset? Was she
Nah,
mad?
she was just like shocked. Like, yo, like, I know you ain't do this. I'm like, nah. Nah.
Now tell us about some of the, violence or crazy things you were witnessing in Mansfield Correctional Institute.
Manson Youth
Manson, yeah.
Institution, right? It's probably one of the most dangerous place that you can be as a human, period. Right? Because they wilding in there. They're wilding for their respect. I'm not going to lie to you. Right? The green jumper saved me. But even me, I got into a fight. I got probably into like one fight. But I was one of them type of people where it's just like, yo, we sell each other, we straight in here. Like, I'm good, you good. I'm a good person. I'm a kind-hearted person like that. But like, man, these guys gonna try you, bro. And then it's like, oh, you from Hartford? You think you tough. I'm from Bridgeport. What up? Or it's like, oh, you from New Haven? You from what up? Man, what up? It's that type of atmosphere. And then it's just like, some of these people, some of these kids are inherited. So they have OGs or uncles or dads or that was in the street, so it just trickled down to them. But they wilding in there. They wilding, man. What up? Let's lock up. What up? What we doing? Going in there, woo, you feel me? People coming out, banged up, crazy, all sorts of all that. But like I said, man, I don't know. The green jumper kept me away from all that type of stuff.
You didn't get in any altercations?
I had one fight on my celly. Some weird dude, some weirdo. Like, he was a weirdo. Like, we was billing, we was chilling. He had all the whatchamacallit in the world, and then it was just like we got into a fight. Like, we got to a transfer to another whatchamacallit, we got into a fight. I'm like, yo, this dude crazy. He's my boy, bro. Like, what up with you? Like, I can't just sit here and let you try to bully me, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, however it may go, I can't let you do me like that. No. So we fought, and then, like, that basically was just it. And then, like, the people that was from his neighborhood was like, yo, he's not even a nobody. He's like, I think he was like from like West Haven. And people from New Haven was like, who is this dude? Weird dude. And I think he was only in there for like, I think he got into a fight in school. He only had a couple months. So it was just like, I don't know, but it's like, you ain't about to bully me though. I don't know. I don't care how it is. At the time, I'm probably like 110, 20 pounds, soaking wet. You feel me? He in there. When I get in the cell, here's my first cellie. When I get in the cell, he doing dips off the bunk, cut up crazy. I'm like, dang, I'm kind of be a big kid. You get what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, it was just like, I was so trying to figure out what's happening next. I wasn't even really thinking about that. I went into the aspect of I'm gonna bump into the people who I had problems with on the street in here. But little did I know that when you get here, it's like, yo, people friendly. Some people be on nonsense, but for the most part, they friendly. They want to tell you, you know what I mean? Oh, man, I could have got at you. I had a lot of those going on. I just call people bluff, man. You bluffing. You a liar, bro. Come on, bro. Like, if you was going to do something to me out there, why you didn't do it? Like, what are you talking about? Then it's like, when I see you, like, you in a whole nother cottage, bro. You know we not going to the same wreck, or we don't got none of that for you to get to me. Or if we do bump heads, it's like, what up? He's quiet. Or it's just like, man, I ain't on that. So it's a lot of, you know what I mean? But certain people wilding for their respect. Like, Mansfield Youth Institution it's like gladiator school. You in there, listen, man, they wilding for their respect, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that should take place. But so from Mansfield Youth, I went to Walker Correctional, unsentenced. Now everybody has high bonds. Mind you, I'm 18. I'm getting there, my first cellie, 4 murders. He had been in jail 10 years. He was like probably 40 years old, right? Mind you, don't tell people about your case, right? Get in there. What's going on, young blood? Like, yeah, all right, man. What you in jail for? I'm like, you have the same charge as me? He like, what? Couple. This guy's funny. I mean, a couple, crazy. Little did I know, like high security, like probably like a year later, seen it on the news. I'm like, damn, that nigga online. Just so happens that word around the jail was that he was a rat. You know what I'm saying? Like almost a snitch. So I'm just like, damn, that shit was crazy. This guy put me in jail. 18 years old, got me with this grown fat man that's in here for multiple murders, right? And it's just like, it's just a whole rat. Even at that age, I knew, man, you can't be no rat, man. I don't like rats. I don't like rats at all. I hate snitches for real.
So what happened to him?
Like, so high security. So now, mind you, I'm still, now, when you in there, right, everybody has a high bond at this point. But you could have got into a fight and got a high bond. You could have got caught with a gun. You could have had a shooting but didn't shoot nobody. So the high bond, you could have had a robbery. It's mad things that you could have had. So everybody bonds high. But my specific situation, they kept me high security. So now I'm getting transferred. I'm on the wall. I'm facing the rec yard. Now, mind you, the rec yard is a brick wall, right? With some benches outside and a hoop on the wall with a cage over it, with a fence over it. So I'm facing that. So you got to be on the wall when you high security. So every 30 days they move you. So I don't know what happened to him. He was just getting moved around, and then I ended up getting moved to another pod, and then moved to another pod. It's just like, I don't know. It was crazy. But he ended up, I believe, losing trial and getting like 45 years.
Oh, wow.
But I think his co-defendant that he testified against got life or multiple life, and he got like 45 years.
What was your lawyer telling you about your case?
Don't tell nobody about your case.
What was his advice? Did he think you were going to win? Did they offer you a plea deal? What was the situation?
Yeah, so the plea deal was kind of like 15 years suspended after something. Whatever the case may be, it was just like, I'm not taking anything straight. You know what I'm saying? And then like, my lawyer, like, don't tell nobody about your case. But at the time, he the hottest lawyer moving. Shout out to Walter Hussey. Still to this day, hottest lawyer moving.
He's still practicing out there?
Still out there right now. Hartford, Connecticut. Walter Hussey, man.
Tell him to come on the show.
I'm gonna try to get him up
We
here,
have
man. He's expensive, though. He's expensive. I'm not gonna
you
lie
can
to
take a trip. He'll promote his business.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen, I swear to you, man, it's my guy. You know what I'm saying? But the guys from my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? They was just like, yo, we gonna go with him. Like, that's just like, it's like, he like family. Like, he gonna keep it raw with you. Gonna really go in there. Swagger's on 1 million. You get what I'm saying? Like, his record is crazy. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I ain't saying he's undefeated or nothing, but it's the best top thing that you gonna get. You know what I mean? But I sat in jail 33 months, right? He was paid off ASAP. Like, everything was straight. I'm just like, yo, why dude ain't coming to see me, bro? Like, what's going on? Like, this dude, I'm calling this dude right. And at the time, I didn't know how it would go or how he was at the time. He busy. But when it's time to perform, it's like, yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I remember though, when the verdict came in, he like, yo, listen, rather you win or you lose, man, just stay calm. I'm like, if I lose, stay calm. What? Sat next to him. It's just like, yo, this is crazy. So it's just one of those type of things where it's just like, the verdict came, we won, but he just like, he was eating up the witnesses.
Was there any DNA evidence against you or any hard evidence?
To be honest with you, I think that the ballistics proved it to be like, yo, like, you said that you were standing where? You said you seen my client do what? What type of gun did he have? You don't remember? So how can you recall? Right? You don't know? Like, all right, so you saying that he was this way when you seen him, right? Like, all right, so if that's the case, how did this person get shot this way? Like, so we was just eating him. Like, the ballistic was just crazy. He's one of them strategies. You know what I'm saying? I signed just 33 months. They ain't really had nothing. So it's just like, man, I ain't about to cop out anything. We straight. It's just like, all right, cool. I mean, so.
How long were you in prison for before the trial actually happened?
I sat in jail 28 months, I believe. 28 months.
And that was just going through the motions of, pre-trial.
Yeah, I was just pre-trial. Then I got sat on. I was on the trial docket for probably like, what's it, like 15, 18 months, something like that. Separate from the time I already had in. So pre-trial was probably like 9, 10 months. Then I sat on the trial docket for like 18 months. And then I had got acquitted. And then I still had, because when they came and got me on the warrant, I had drugs on me. So I got caught with drugs on me. At the time, before that case had happened, I had got arrested for another drug case that I had ended up getting youthful offender probation for. So I was on youthful offender probation, right? When they came and got me for the warrant, I had drugs on me, so that's a drug possession. And then they hit me with the murder. So my bond was $1,118,000. That's why you see on this minimus, it's 3 pieces of paper here. It's one for the murder, it's one for violation of probation, and there's one for possession, one intent to sell, $1,500 of a school.
So when the jury gave you the verdict of acquitted, you still had to go back to prison?
Yeah, I had to go back to prison because it was crazy. Truth, let me tell you, right? I had ended up going back to prison to sit for a pre-sentence investigation. So basically, they like, what is he doing? I think my other half fell. What is he doing while he was in there? Things like that. But I'm unsentenced. It wasn't like I had programs I could go to. It wasn't like I had, too many things that I do. I did try to do little BS, like, let me try to see if I could cut hair. Like, let me get these beard trimmers. I done gauged a few heads real fast. I'm like, nah, this ain't for me. So basically just like, I was just cooling, but I had ended up going back and I sat in the county for 2 months. And it was crazy because they saying, okay, you had 3 years, you had 3 years probation for suspended, right? But the drugs that you got caught with, like you got us on the murder, but the drugs that you got caught with, you can face up to 7 years. So I'm sitting in the county, I'm like, damn, I just beat these people from giving me all this time. And now I'm back in the county with still facing 11 years. And I'm like, it was crazy. So we're supposed to do a pre-sentence investigation. But what happened was they never came and gave me my pre-sentence investigation. So now my lawyer like, yo, listen, man, y'all ain't come see him. Y'all don't got it ready. Let's give him a bracelet. So now I'm home on a bracelet. Then it's like, you know what I'm saying? For the holidays. I'm like, yeah, we lit. Boom, boom, boom. Did the pre-sentence investigation. They ended up terminating my probation as a youth offender and giving me a new probation for the drugs. So I had 1 year suspended. I had basically 1 year probation. So I'm back out, whatever the case may be. I'm cooling. I'm trying to do some little, they had this little training fund like thing where basically like you could get a trade, like a trade school type of thing, but it wasn't a real school. But it was basically like, listen, you come here, we're gonna set you up, you get a trade, you good. Like I'm like it's not a reentry program, nor the less, but it's just like help that you could get a trade and then you get. I was doing that for a second, boom, 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 home for a couple months. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I'm straight back outside, back selling drugs, doing this, whatever the case may be. And then I ended up catching another case, probably like 2 months before my probation was over. And then they gave me 6 months. I had copped out of 6 months. I'm like, man, I can't go back to jail. I'm straight. I caught the case. I had made bond. I'm like, man, I'm straight. I ain't going back to jail. I'm good. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. Boom, boom, boom. It ain't work out. So I'm just running around. I'm like, man, I got to take a year. I got to do a year. I got to do a year. 6 months. Had another lawyer. He was like, basically, like, they brought me in there. So now, this was the strange part. I never understood how it really worked as far as time, jail credit, and docket numbers at that time, right? So mind you, only thing I have is probation. But the probation that they gave me is from my possession charge under this docket number. I got 33 months under 3 docket numbers. Violation of probation, possession of narcotics, and a murder, right? I come back. I beat the murder. They terminate the violation of probation. They give me probation for the drugs. So I'm stressed and I'm like, yo, I'm about to go to jail, I'm about to go to jail. Funny thing is, crazy, right? I go to jail. I try to bring some weed in the jail. And you know, I try to like cuff or boof it or whatever the case. I get caught, right? They bring me to SAG. I'm in SAG. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, it is what it is. Fuck it, I got 6 months, whatever the case may be, right? So now they come knock on my door. They like, yo, sign your papers, you EOS. EOS? Man, hell no. What's this about? You know what I'm saying? In the sentence, I only been here 3 days, 2-3 days. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, you EOS. It was so bad, right? They like, you gotta go. I'm like, I don't wanna go. I can't just go back out there. People gonna think I'm snitching, bro. Keep me here. Send me back up over there, man. Call somebody, the warden or something, man. They like, yo, you EOS, bro. People coming in that knew me like, oh, shit, what up? What happened? Like, man, they talk about our EOS. I just got sentenced to 6 months. They like, you don't want to leave? I'm like, hell no, I'm trying to figure this out. Y'all must got, like, the feds or something must be there. I said, I don't know what's going on. So I call my lawyer. I end up leaving, whatever the case may be. I call my lawyer. I'm like, what's going on? He like, man, I told you I was going to get you out. I told you to get me. Yeah, how you do that? Like, no, you got some explaining to do, right? So I'm back in the whatchamacallit. I'm back home. They like, yo, man, listen, what's up with you, man? I thought you were supposed to be in there. What you doing out? Normally, when people do that type of stuff, they did some bullshit to get out, right? So I'm just like, man, I don't know. They let me out. Ooh. Kind of find out my jail credit had added up.
For those 2 years that you did.
For the 33 months that I did. So you take 6 months off of 33 months. And it's like, yo, if y'all gonna do that, then y'all owe me 28 months. But the docket numbers ain't play out that way. So that's what I had ended up realizing. It was just like, yo, that shit crazy. But people looking at me suspect. They was looking at me funny, bro. I'm like, yeah? I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bro. We ain't doing that. That's crazy. So I didn't know at the time. And then I ended up breaking up. They're looking at me funny. Then it's just like, that shit had me irritated, man. Because don't play with my character like that.
Did you feel cool for beating a murder charge? Like, what was your mentality when you got back on the street?
I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit, I have never been the same since. I'm a rebel. I'm never gonna work for nobody, right? That's why I have my own clothing or whatever the case may be in my own business. Entrepreneurship, because the justice system is foul. Like, what do you do? What do you say? How do you help someone who you innocently locked up? I prove that I was innocent. Rather you think I did it or not, it was proven that I was innocent. I ain't got nothing from it. I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything at all. I'm 17 going through this stuff. 24-hour lockdowns, maximum security prisons, high security. I'm getting the worst punishment that a teen could go through, right? I haven't been the same since. I have a vengeance towards the law, right? So now I don't think it was cool. It was more like I was numb to it. Like I'm just numb to all the stuff that they're doing. You have no power. You have no control. You have nothing to do with anything that they can do to you. They can just put you in a cell and lock you up and just be like, yo, I tell it to the judge. And it's just like, yo, 3 years later, like I told y'all, like, what I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've told you I'm not pleading guilty. I'm going all the way to trial. Like, what's up? At this point, like, man, I felt like I live here now. That's my mind state. Like, I'm going to be here forever. However it may go. But then when y'all free me, like, y'all don't even apologize. State of Connecticut owe me an apology. You guys, what's up?
You know, it raises questions about the bail system and everything like that, too.
$1 million, man. I ain't got no job. Y'all giving me, man, it's unconstitutional. The stuff that I know now is like, yo, it's unconstitutional. You guys about to really sit here, give me $1 million, but I don't even have a job, bro. Like what are we doing? Now that I know that, it's unconstitutional. Y'all gave me $1 million bond, but according to the crime y'all say y'all did allegedly, I guess it must weigh out in some way, shape, or form, but that does nothing for me. So I ain't feel cool. I felt like when people go, because you watch these movies and you see these American gangster stories and all that type of stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to get well respected. I ain't get nothing. Few outfits, some nice home cooked meals, some coochie. That's it. I ain't get nothing. It ain't like I was awarded for that. It's just like he stood solid. He took his risk, right? And like he's honorable for that, or he's a stand-up guy for that. That's all I really got. All I got is my integrity or my knowing or testing what I'm really built for. I'm saying mentally you gotta understand that I might forever be here. And it's just like, all right, come on. Like 17 years old, like who's going through that mentally? I was numb. So it's like, nah, it ain't cool. Hell nah, I don't brag about it or nothing. That's why I ain't really want to get into details and stuff like that, because it's not nothing to boast or brag about, but it's just like, I'm solid. Now fast forward, I get released, right?
How old are you?
When I get released, I'm 20 years old, right? I'm in the neighborhood now. All the young kids are older. The younger kids are older kids, I should say, right? And I come home, I see what's going on back in the area. It's like, man, it is what it is. I know how I'm going to approach the situation, but it's mad shit going on. All I kept seeing, right, is younger kids than me. I'm 30, they probably like 25. No, I'm lying. My bad. I'm 20 at the time. They probably like 15, 16 years old. And all I see in them is like me. But it's like, yeah, you don't even know what you about to put yourself in. You out here committing these crimes, doing all this stuff until you be tested and put in a situation. It's no worse situation that you could be put in than mine at the time, right? So you out here doing all these things, yo, you don't even know what it's going to cost you for a lawyer or attorney. You don't know how much that's about to cost you. You kill somebody right now, these attorneys, and the price was going up at the time, you know what I'm saying? 40, 50,000, you ain't going to make that on the street unless you really got it figured out. And if you got it figured out, your homeboy and his homeboy don't. So that's just how it go. You don't even know how much it's about to cost you, right? You don't know the mental damage that it's about to do to you. You don't know how you don't know how that, you don't even know what you about to be put up against if you out here living the way you living, like. So I seen that, and it was just like, yo, man, this ain't it. So I tell the young boys, man, listen, man, it's real. You feel me? It's real. It's cool. All the kill, murder. All that shit is cool until you gotta sit there and be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? But my message to them at the time is just like, man, I hope you stay solid. But I could see it in them. It's like, yo, you out here playing. Ain't nobody playing. Them people not playing with you. Them authorities ain't playing. That judge, that prosecutor, they trying to feed their families and they want blood. You know what I mean? At the time, though, at that age, I thought that I was off the hook. I thought that I was just like, yeah, I proved that I was innocent. Like, leave me alone. You know what that did? That just pissed them off even more.
Put the target on your back, yeah.
What? Crazy. To the point, like, what? It's crazy. You got to think. Prosecutor is going to the judge, getting a warrant, saying that he has enough evidence to convict me of this crime. It's like a spit in their face when you win. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I won fair and square, too. I ain't I ain't had no information for nobody. I ain't have nothing to do nothing with that. It's just like, I won fair and square. I got my legal team, and you got yours, and we bump heads, and I'm the winner.
Did they ever catch the person that actually did kill the person?
Nah, it's over.
So that they stopped the investigation,
it's
that
over.
was it?
It's over.
So now how did they retaliate against you? Tell us what happens in your 20s.
So now I'm 20 years old. I'm back outside. I'm doing whatever the case may be.
Are you back in the street life?
I'm back on the street.
Why would you do that?
Yo, to be honest with you, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I tried to do lead and asbestos, right?
So you did try to work a job.
I tried to do that type of stuff, right? And it was just like, I see you got the training, but you don't got the experience. Even if you need more schooling. It's just like, yeah, what I'm about to do? Then it's like, I'm working little BS jobs or whatever the case may be. It wasn't working. It's just like, yo, I'm a fat guy. I like to eat, right? And it's like, my check about to be all on lunch every day to get here or gas or whatever the case may be. It wasn't working. So now I'm just like, damn, like, I'm me at the end of the day. I ain't no rat. You know what I mean? I'm there for my people. Like, people respect that to a certain extent. Well, real people would respect that to a certain extent. And it's just like, man, why wouldn't you, so, all right, for instance, right? You was in the feds, right? And you did whatever the case may be. And from me watching your interviews, your co-defendant told on you, correct?
Yeah.
So, and you ain't telling him.
No.
So, you are respected around my way, right? Why wouldn't I want to have you a part of my team, right? So say that, like you were saying, running your promotional business or your electronic business, right? So say I'm the person that's in charge of the electronics, right? I kind of got it like I'm the gatekeeper, basically, right? I'm not gonna want your co-defendant a part, but I'm gonna want you. So look, I'm gonna front you all electronics. You do whatever you want to do, man. You making all this good money. It's like, you know what I mean? So that's where I kind of fit in. It's to the point where it's just like I'm accepted. Like, we don't want them type of, we want loyalty, we want honor, we want respect around us. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's just how it goes. So now I'm outside. I'm like, yeah, I'm him. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm buying whatever car I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm shopping. I'm doing whatever I want. Like, if the money's coming so good, I'm just straight. So I'm at 20. I'm home 4 years, right? The challenge for me was not to get caught. It's like a thrill, right? It becomes a thrill. Like, they can't catch me. I kind of got a good blueprint. And 4 years later, it just trickles down to the point where it's just like, all right, damn, now I am like, yeah, they kind of got us. It was a lot of stuff happening in that 4 years, but fast forward, it's like, it trickled down. I ended up getting rearrested.
What did you get arrested for?
So now that's my other paperwork. I can show you, like, I like to have the paperwork, so it's all facts. You know what I mean? I'm the paperwork king. I'm not gonna lie.
And was this a federal or state case?
Yeah, I got federally indicted. I'm gonna pull it up, but I got federally indicted.
How old were you?
I was 24 at the time.
What year was this?
December 2012.
Wow.
I got they rushed the crib, they rushed the spot. I had my own apartment, whatever the case may be. I had just kind of made a good move in trying to buy a 3-family. You know what I mean?
With drug money? You
know what I mean? Like, no. Not even with that. It wasn't all drug money though. It was just more so like,
you're a pesticide buddy?
I had no. Asbestos? No.
Asbestos, yeah. You're some
listen. It was, basically I had an agreement with the landlord. It'd be like, I think like he needed me to rent. And it was kind of be like a rent-to-own situation. But at the time, I didn't know what was going on, so I ain't know really about no paperwork or whatever the case may be. But basically, fast forward, I had just moved in there in the process of trying to make a major move. And the feds had rushed. And 2 stun guns, right? 2 stun guns, literally. Plugged into the wall, right? 25 grams, possession of narcotics, possession with intent to distribute cocaine base. That's what they call it in the indictment, right? 2 stun guns and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. Ammunition by a convicted felon. I was in Cabela's, sporting goods store, right? It was crazy. Sandy Hook just happened right after I purchased some ammunition. Right? And I purchased the ammunition. Still to this day, they don't even have the ammunition. I don't even know what the ammunition is, but I know they don't have it, right? They came and got me. Boom. They blitzed. They came, whatever the case may be, to try to rush my apartment. They rushed the whole building. It was two stun guns that they charged me for, right? And 25 grams of crack cocaine. 5 more grams, no, I'm lying, 3 more grams would have been a 5-year mandatory minimum in the feds, right? At the time, I had 5 criminal history points. So that's not bullshit. I was category 3, base offense level 21. You know, you accept your responsibility. Level, you know what I'm saying, base offense level 18 now. They was like basically characteristics of a person. I guess the feds, they're kind of more fair than the state. The state, Connecticut, they do whatever and just make anything up. But they go by the sentencing guidelines. They go by all that type of stuff. Boom. So I didn't go by those. I had my federal public defender, right? Gary Weinberger at the time. He was like, yo, we going to try this approach. I had no mandatory minimum, right? It was 25 grams of crack cocaine. I don't believe it's a base offense level of ammunition. I mean, I don't believe it's a mandatory minimum of ammunition.
Only for a firearm, just
yeah. So basically, the case was kind of weak, though. I mean, they didn't have the ammunition. They had me on camera buying it. But I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I was in jail trying to piss some people off. I put in a lawsuit against Cabela's, right? Because the proper way to sell the ammunition was to get an ID check. How do you even know that who's buying this ammunition? You got to get the ID. They failed to give me the ID, right? But at the time of purchase, I'm not going to lie, I fumbled, I was looking at some boxes, some shit fell, threw the shit in the box, got up out of Dodge. They seen all that on camera. So I'm believing after Sandy Hook, I guess they had to do like a inventory check, I guess they call themselves doing. They didn't know who this inventory was sold to. So they came in and indicted me for that. So basically, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. They can't charge you with stun guns in the federal law, but electronic defense weapons. So they charge me with the state law, and then they can't charge you in the state law possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. So they charge me in the federal law. So I'm in there for 2 stun guns and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon federally, and when they came and found 25 grams of crack, right? With possession with intent to distribute cocaine base. So cocaine base with the ammunition by a convicted felon, 2-count federally indictment, and I'm in the state for 2 stun guns. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro? This is crazy. But on the compound in the state, they like, yo, what you in here for? They got this thing called gun court, right? I'm the laughing stock. I'm like, yo, what you got caught? I got caught with a Tech 9 semi-automatic. Man, I got caught with 3 pistols. I got caught with, they like, what you in there for? I'm like, man, I got caught with 2 stun guns, dog. They laughing at me. They're like, what? 2 stun guns? I'm like, yeah. They like, the ones that shoot? No, the ones that plug into the wall. So I'm fighting my case. I'm like, yo, these don't even hurt people. You know, you can't even kill nobody with these things. You feel it? It's basically the Zappa. Yo, it's crazy. Cause I be laughing with this kid I was in there with. I got caught with a real gun, right? We in the same court. He like, man, what you got said, man? I got hit with the Zappa. You feel me? Like, yeah, I mean, the T.I. song, the 2 Chainz song was out. I forgot the lyrics to the song, but it was like, catch your ass with that Zappa. You feel me? So we just sitting there laughing and joking. I'm like, I'm in here for 2 stun guns, right? So I'm sitting there. I end up getting my federal stuff taken care of. They end up giving me 32 months for the feds, 3 years supervised release, right? So now, my lawyer, I wrote grievances on this guy, everything, but I won't put his name out there because I don't want to stop his business. He was he was a type of person who, like, one of those lawyers, like, he's a personal lawyer. So I hired him, whatever the case may be. I tell him what to do because I'm not a dummy. I kind of know how this is gonna go already. I've been here before. Fast forward, but that was my lawyer at the time. He like, yo, take 36 months. I'm like, 36 months? Why would I take 36 months for some stuff that's not even real firearms, bro? Like, get this thrown out, let me go to the feds, and let me figure this out the whole time I'm in the state. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Fast forward, no, I'm not doing that, whatever the case may be. I'm in court like this. Listen, Your Honor, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm not taking anything for these, whatever the case. Like, I told my client to take 36 months. It's 4 years over, it's 32 months since it's for the federal. I'm like, I'm not pleading guilty, because when you plead guilty, it becomes a case law now. So everybody that gets caught with this stun gun is going to get 36 months. I'm not letting y'all set the precedent for that. That's out. I'm not doing that. Y'all won't get that from me. I'm sitting back. I'm on the trial docket. I'm on the trial docket. Sitting in there. They're like, all right, cool. Boom, 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 right? Sitting back on the news. They wrap up everybody from my neighborhood. I went to jail first. Then, at the time, my Cody brother go to jail, right? Free 8, by the way. He go to jail. So now I'm 8 months in. I'm like, damn, what the hell going on? They get him. I'm calling home. They like, yeah, this shit crazy. He wrapping everybody up. Boom, 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 boom. So I remember this like yesterday. I'm sitting in my cell. A news article come out. Investigation from 2006 to 2009. I'm like, I was straight. I was already serving time for my murder at that time. I'm like, I'm good. Straight. I ain't tripping, right? They come back again. Another article on the news. Investigation from 2006 to 2012. I'm like, whoa. Call my lawyer. Listen, you said 36 months, right? Yeah, let's run that. I'm gonna take that now. I see what's going on, right? Boom, boom, boom. I get there, like, you want to take the time? Yeah, let me take that time. Let me get up out of here, because I don't know what they trying to do. I'm thinking I escaped the rape. What? Go to court. Like, you want to take the time? Yeah, let's run it. No, you got a warrant on the 3rd floor. Oh, my goodness. Yo, dude, it fell out. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. What? You ain't see it come? Like, I'm talking to him all crazy. Like, man, you got a warrant on the 3rd. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So now I go upstairs, I get a rain, right? Mind you, in a mix, they like, yeah, they come get me. They come get me. They try to cuff me for fingerprints. Fingerprints? No, buddy. You already got my fingerprints. It ain't no way that, you know what I mean, y'all about to do that to me. I'm straight. I snatched my arm from under the in Lafayette. Lafayette is 101 Lafayette is the Hartford, Connecticut, right? It's under the courthouse. Y'all trying to get fingered? I'm here for something. Nah, we're straight, man. Get up out of here. You sure you don't want it? Nah, I'm straight. Y'all already got my fingerprints. Y'all ain't about to do me like that. Y'all bugging. Go upstairs, I get a rain. I'm like, boom, 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 hit me. Assault, 1st degree, boom, 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 boom. Assault, 1st degree. I'm like, what happened? Who I shot? Where are they at? Like, man, it's sealed. It's sealed. So y'all arrested me for something that y'all won't even give me my paperwork? It's motion of discovery is usually how you get everything that's all warrants been sealed. Like, yo, this shit is crazy. So I'm sitting there, my bond go from, at the time it was like 300,000, 350,000. But I was already sentenced for the feds. So I'm just like, yo, this shit's crazy. What am I supposed to do? Boom. Hit me with a warrant, $1 million bond. So I'm fighting the case. It was crazy. Fighting the case. Freaking get a lawyer, right? I'm like, yo, who I shot? They're like, he dead.
So this is another shooting case.
They're like, he's dead. I said, he's dead? I said, y'all not charging me for murder, though? Like, so how y'all even charge me? I got the right to cross-examine my witness. Anybody against me, I got the right to cross-examine my trial. How am I going to cross-examine a dead person, man? What are y'all talking about, man? Yo, listen, man, if y'all don't get this out of here, whatever the case may be, boom, boom, boom. He's like, nah, we're going to fight it. We're going to see what up, boom, boom, boom. At the time, when my lawyer was trying to get me to cop out the 36 months, I was reaching out, I filed a grievance and a grievance and stuff on him, trying to get him out of here. I had ended up reaching out to somebody else who I heard was nice, right? God worked in mysterious ways. I remember like yesterday, my little brother, God rest his soul, he had got into some legal trouble, right? Before I had came to jail, I was in a car accident with my best friend. So I'm like, I'm going back and forth. I did therapy. I did everything I needed to do. Boom, boom, boom. They cut me the check. They're like, yeah, we're going to give you $15,000. Boom, boom, boom. But it's a 30%. You're going to walk away with like $5,000. I'm like, yeah? I'm in jail. I need that. You get what I'm saying? Soon as, right, my little brother get in jail. I don't want to see my little brother in jail. My mom come up there like, brother in jail. I'm like, man, I got to check. I check for $5,000. Go get him out, bond him out, pay for a lawyer, do whatever, signed it over. I get hit with the warrant. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I need that money now. You get what I'm saying? Like, what happened? It's like, I'm hit. So the person I was the lawyer, shout out to Aaron Romano, right? That's who ended up taking my case. But I'm writing him. He like, man, I need, I don't know, $500 for just to talk to you. I'm like, damn, I'm sitting in jail, been in jail years, bro. I don't got, like, man, this shit crazy. Boom, boom, boom. Fast forward. It just so happened that everybody that was tattletailing on this was being represented by the public defender's office. So he picked my case up pro bono. So as a special public defender. So I'm like, yeah, I'm lit. Family, I'm good. So I'm fighting the case. I'm like, I'm going to trial. Got the right to cross examine me. Got a dead guy, bro. I'm trying to say that I shot this person in cold blood. What are they talking about? I had 3 years, mind you, right? I had 32 months for the feds. They were trying to get me 3 years for the stun guns. Now I got a whole warrant and allegedly I shot somebody in cold blood. Y'all only want to give me 7 years special parole for, now let's go to trial. Let's go to trial. That's all I'm screaming. Go to trial. Little did I know, when they wrapped up everybody in my neighborhood, I had 3 co-defendants at the time, right? So I'm like, man, this is crazy. My co-defendant at the time, free him, he ended up getting 37 years for something that he didn't do. I'm going on record saying, I'm telling you, Aaron Bick, Locked In Podcast, my co-defendant is serving 37 years for a crime that he didn't commit, that he wasn't there for, right? On record, I'm letting that be known. So however this goes, we're going to say innocent man, right? Fast forward. So I'm fighting the case, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, I'm going to trial. We end up getting put in the jail together. I'm like, what they talking about? He like, what they talking about? I'm like, I'm looking at him, he looking at me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to trial. He like, I'm going to trial. Boom, boom, boom. So now, once we came to that conclusion, there's 2 other co-defendants. One of them had made bond, and the other one was in another jail. So as the case going on, you can't really talk to your co-defendant jail to jail. At this point, I don't even want to talk to you because I don't even know what's going on. But they had wrapped up everybody in my area. They was hitting us with all sorts of crimes. You get what I'm saying? Drugs, murders, shootings, all that type of stuff. So I just end up getting wrapped up. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy, bro. So the lawyers started talking to each other. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, yo, put me on the trial docket. My co-D put me on the trial docket. My other co-D was out on bond. There's one more co-D that basically was like, yo, I'm about to just cop out. Like, he had did some time and then came back. He was like, man, I'm about to just cop out, get off their way. So I'm just like, yo, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, why would you do that? You get what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he was just trying to get out the way for whatever reason, right? So I'm like, damn, how this shit gonna play? You know what I'm saying? So now, I'm like, man, he copped out. He take his little time. I'm telling my lawyer, like, yo, how this shit work? He like, yo, you could, I'm like, if he copped out, why you still got the 3 of us still fighting our cases or whatever? He's like, man, he copped out to a conspiracy. I'm like, damn, who did he conspire with? My lawyer looking at me like, what you think I'm here for? You feel me? So I'm just like, yeah, all right. Well, yeah, basically he copped out. I'm like, man, all right, so this is what I'll do. I'll cop out saying that I conspired to him so that you let my other 2 co-defendants go set free. So my lawyer, he's like, yeah, I like your honor, man. That's cool. All that stuff. But little do you know, though, some other stuff associated with all this stuff that's going on. And you can try to save the guy, save the day and do all that type of stuff. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. That person that is in here is innocent and wasn't there, and my other co-defendant, I believe he's innocent, wasn't there, right? And I'm just like, yo, let me just try to get it out the way and like let them go. Like you know what I'm saying? The fact that my co-defendant copped out first, I was just trying to help everybody else from going through some shit or whatever the case may be. So I copped out to him, just like, all right, cool. So I copped out. Boom. He gives me 48 months for everything. I'm like, basically, unconditional discharge for allegedly shooting a person in cold blood, right? But 2 years mandatory minimum, 2 years mandatory minimum ran consecutive. So I got to do 2 years and 2 years for these 2 stun guns. I was tripping. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, yeah, all right, I never made it to the federal compound. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, they just made you do it all in the state?
All it was in the state.
Oof.
But what they did was, the whole time, because you got to get transferred to an actual federal facility for your time to count. I got indicted January 2013. I got arrested December 2012. So my actual indictment didn't come until January. I was sitting in the county. They didn't count my time of 32 months until I got sentenced for the feds in August. So I'm like, man, I just gave y'all, where my 8 months go? They like, man, you already in the county. You didn't never go to a federal facility. I didn't know at the time that I was supposed to get transferred to maybe a Wyatt or Rhode Island or whatever the case may be to for my time to start. So the whole time, 48 months, day for day. So I'm like, man, I gave the feds 8 more months than what I was supposed to give them, and it counted to the 48 months. So I come home on supervised release.
On the feds, even though you didn't serve any time in the feds?
Even though I didn't serve any time on a federal compound, I still got indicted and sentenced.
Normally, I thought the feds trumped the state. You know,
and that's what it was. But I got
it.
sentenced for the feds first. Mm. So what they did was the 48 months overrode the 32 months.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, if we parole home to the feds, we not going to get our full 48 months.
It would have been better to do the 30 months of the feds than do the remaining months in the state.
But I would have had to already been transferred there to a federal facility.
Yeah.
Make sense?
It's very confusing.
It's like, it was confusing. I didn't know at the time. So when I hear people in them situations, it just be like, man, get transferred to the feds, whatever you do, because it overrides.
So what year are you out of prison now?
So now I'm out of prison 2017, no, I'm lying, 2016, December 27th, 2016, they let me out. Boom. So now I'm like, all right, cool. Now, right, I ain't going back to jail. I'm straight.
You're done with the streets?
You ain't got to worry about this. I'm good, man. We good,
You've
man.
had enough? You've experienced everything.
I'm straight, man. I'm all right. CDL truck. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to be out here, be free. I went to go get my CDLs. I'm like, man, I can't do this. This shit boring. Right? So I'm going there. I'm like, yo, it'll turn around. Boom, boom, boom. I'm literally home. I believe I'm literally home. I think 28 days. My friend ended up getting murdered, right? And rest in peace. My friend Jason Reddick, right? He ended up getting killed, right? Friend of mine, close friend of mine. I was happy when I see him too after getting out and all that. He ended up getting murdered, right? I'm going to CDL school. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to do the right thing, right? So you remember my brother, who I said, whatever the case may be, 6 months prior to me coming home? Let me tell you my bad luck, right? 6 months prior to me getting out, he goes in for a gun and some ammunition. Like, I guess he got caught with a gun in the car and the bullets was in the car, whatever the case may be. So when he gets arrested, they pull him over, they take him to jail for some gun and ammunition. They are supposed to, right, clean out the car before they release it back to the public, correct? That's what the police are supposed to do, right? So my luck, right? I'm going to CDL school, boom, boom, boom. It's dark tents. You know what I mean? I'm pushing the car around a little bit. I'm trying to, you know what I mean, get my life in order, boom, boom, boom. What happens? Dark tents. Pull me over. I'm like, man, I don't know what y'all pull me over for. I ain't doing nothing, whatever the case may be. Still to this day, I think they maybe pulled me over thinking like, yo, your friend just got killed. You guys are home. I kind of know how you are. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna lock you up before it's a retaliation. But I'm like, man, I can't. That's how I'm thinking now. You know what I mean? With me having knowledge of self or how they might think of me or how they think, period. So, pull me over. I know I'm golden. I'm straight. I ain't breaking no law. I ain't doing none of that. This police officer shows me a bullet. Yeah. You don't got nothing in the car, no guns, no nothing. Where the guns at? That's what he says. I said, bro, you know I just got out of jail 3 weeks ago. I ain't been home long enough to do anything or know anything, bro. I just did 48 months. He like, yeah, I already know you. He called me by my street name. Jerk, yeah, I'm like, yeah, man, listen. I don't even know you. I mean, like, I don't even know who you is. I'm unfamiliar. I just did all this time. Well, I just did these years. I'm like, I don't even know who. I'm out the loop. I wasn't breaking the law anyway, so I wouldn't want to know. You know what I mean? You would kind of get the hint of who's on the task force, who's the new detectives, which one of the street cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you breaking the law, you got to have the knowledge of that. Like, all right, this one play this way. You start to fast forward. I ain't care. I ain't, man. He started running it down. Yeah, you had your apartment out there. We rushed the stun guns, the drugs, the ammunition. I said, bro, I did 4 years, bro. I don't know no guns at. I don't know no ammunition. You talking to me about some bullshit. Man, this police officer ever showed me a 22 caliber bullet in the car I was driving. I'm on federal probation for possession of ammunition. I damn near fainted, man, on the street. Man, I was so nervous. I said, what? I said, y'all trying to frame me, yo. Y'all crazy. Boom, 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 boom. He's like, nah, for real. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. They sent me back to jail. That time, I was in jail like probably 5 months. Probably the worst 5 months of my life.
You can't catch a break.
I can't catch a break. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, yo, this shit. Now, my family, friends, everybody disappointed. I'm like, yo, I didn't even do nothing. I'm like, yo, the police messed up. They took my brother to jail, right? Got the evidence for his case, right? Did all the stuff that you know what I mean? And then y'all didn't clean out the car before y'all gave it back to the public? Y'all released it, because it was my mom's car. It was registered in my mom's name, you know what I mean? So y'all release it back without, and I go to jail for his bullet. I'm sitting in jail, I'm stressing. The feds talking about we could re-indict you, give you 8 years, all that type of stuff. I'm like, yo, this shit's crazy, bro. So I'm just like, yo, this shit don't make no sense. So I end up getting a lawyer, whatever the case may be, Keith Dubé. He come see me, like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, yo, on some murder shit, I ain't even got time to play with you. I usually take the MO, I don't want to talk or nothing. I say, yo, I really don't know what's going on. I'm going to be honest with you. You get what I'm saying? So I say, yo, from my understanding, though, my brother is locked up right now. You know what I mean? He got locked up 6 months to me getting out. So I was in jail when he got locked up. Whatever the case may be, boom, boom, boom. No lie, bro. He like, we're gonna figure it out, wait it out, a couple court dates. We end up doing the ballistics. The same gun and bullets that my brother was in jail for is the same bullets that was in that car. So I'm like, yo, the police fucked up. You can't charge me for this bullet. You already charged him for the bullet. Like, yeah, how this supposed to work? They end up nollying the case. I'm home now. I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. I was so mad at all the police officers because once again, right, y'all locked me up for something I ain't do. I'll prove, nolly the case, right? But what did I get? Nothing. So now CDL school is out. I'm not going back to there. Y'all gonna pay. I'm gonna break the law every day that I'm out here just to piss y'all off. And I'm gonna have every good intent of feeling happy about doing it. You get what I'm saying? That's my mindset at the time. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the case may be, I was just kind of just like trying to get my feet wet or whatever the case may be, but it wasn't really nothing that was really happening. So I'm just kind of at like a standstill. But I'm home after being home for 8 years. So I've been home 8 years this year from that situation. I haven't been back. So now while I'm home, what I notice about myself is like I haven't been free long enough to actually see things grow. Got a nephew, like, you know what I mean, I end up having kids. It's just like I haven't been home. Like now that I've been home this time, I'm so comfortable and relaxed. I'm just like, yo, I'm straight, bro. You get what I'm saying? My brother had passed, I told you, 2021. Did a lot to me. I ain't gonna lie. I said, yo, damn, you could be here one day. Next day, you could be gone. I said, man, fuck that, man. I'm gonna start my own business. That's why you got Mr. Holdwater LLC. You know what I mean? And I had the motion with that, so I'm doing my music. I'm getting put on to the clothing, parties, promotions, and events. I'm like, yo, we straight. Like, I'm just good. After being home so much, you get to be around people. I'm a good person. I'm a real individual who not going to take a liking to me. I'm also most hated, though. You know what I mean?
And when you're doing things, people will hate on you.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, yo, like, why?
If you're not being hated on, you're not doing anything right.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, they say. So what I'm saying is, right, y'all hate me for what reason? Because I ain't a rat? Because I'm not, like, I don't indulge in homosexuality. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like you spoke on chomo. I mean, I don't indulge in dwelling that. I stand for something. I stand for honor, integrity.
Yeah, you made me swear to get the sweatshirt.
The oath.
I had to take an oath to get this.
You took the oath.
That's
you honorable enough to have the oath. It's not for everybody.
I felt like I was getting sworn in as president, man, to get a sweater.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen, you get what I'm saying? So,
man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. So that's my clothing line.
What do you think you've learned throughout all this? What's a lesson you want to share with others today?
Yo, man, to be honest with you, man, like as far as everything, I think the justice system is foul. I mean, I know the Connecticut justice system is foul. They're unjust. They have done unjust to me. So it's just like personally, that's what has happened to me, right? What I want to share with others, man, just stand solid. Whatever you believe in, stand firm on it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you feel that you need to do. Do the right thing. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Don't be the person that fits in. Be the person who people want to fit in with. Things like that. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, I've just learned like so much integrity. I've learned honor. I've learned dignity. I've learned morals, values, my pride. So many things I have learned throughout this experience, just going through it and standing 10 toes every trip. That's what I've learned. So for everybody watching or the youngins trying to come up, I'm currently Mr. Holdwater, Mr. Holdwater LLC, Mr. Holdwater Clothing and Apparel, Mr. Holdwater's Music Group, Mr. Holdwater Party and Promotions. I have branded myself to be a boss at whatever I do. And I'm struggling every day. It's not gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? Like, what you're wearing right now is me sampling or trying to figure out how I'm gonna actually launch the merch. Like, the merch is gonna get launched, but what you mean, you're honorable enough to put it on, but it's like it hasn't been released yet because not everybody's honorable to wear it. You get what I'm saying? The party and events, we're gonna do things of honor that keeps it to the point where like, yo, I feel good supporting him or being a part of something that he got going on. So what I'm sharing from this is like, yo, I'm gonna be a leader. I'm gonna stand or I'm gonna die on what I believe or what I feel is right on my aspect. So, man, don't let them change. Don't let them change nothing. Don't let them change your perspective. Don't let them make you feel like what you're doing that you believe in is right. Don't let them change your narrative or make you none of that stuff. Don't let them do that. So that's what I've learned, and that's what I'm sharing. Let everybody, whatever you have in mind, right? Stand firm, push, push, push. You're gonna have distractions. You're gonna have people that's gonna like sidetrack you. You're gonna have bumps in the road, but just keep pushing. My goal is to see $1 million in a lifetime from doing it my way, being a boss. I got kids I need to take care of. I got people that need me that's incarcerated. Currently, at this moment, I am flatline on the bottom. Mentally, I ain't there. My energy's not there. I think your podcast right now has gave me motivation to do what I was supposed to do through this year.
The only way is up from here, brother.
The only way is up. You know, and I respect your podcast so much to the point of just your life experiences. Like, I was watching your podcast. You're like, man, I had to borrow money from this, and I fucked up this money. I took a risk with this money. I'm just like, damn, I fucked with her.
I was in some bad shape, brother.
That's my boy. You get what I'm saying? So it was just like, and just me being who I am, have landed me in good positions. You know what I'm saying? I am currently, this hat I'm wearing, I am currently been given the position of the president of this record label, OBH Records, for Connecticut, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, you see my shirt, OBH Records. I mean, the president of Connecticut. Like, I'm putting myself in good positions. People have taken a liking to me, you know what I mean, and put me in good positions for me to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. You get what I'm saying? It has put me in position to further my career. Like, I only want to make $1 million in a lifetime, to be real. And I want to do it my way, though. I don't want to do it working for nobody or giving to me or hand it out. But with that being said, it's bumps in the road. Like, having your own business, entrepreneurship, all that stuff is not for the weak. You're going to fall down. There's some days, like, I don't do anything to further my, you know what I mean? There's some days where mentally I'm not there. I mean, financially I'm not there. I'm not there. But at the end of the day, I just got the push or the motivation that I think a boss has that keeps me going. Like, I'm going to go against everybody. It's my back against the wall. Like, I don't care what you feel like. If I feel like it's 10 people, if it's 11 people in a room and 10 people disagreeing with me, then it's me against 10 people. That's just how we doing it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's just what it is. So I'm in a good position right now. You get what I'm saying? And I only got in this position by having my way or doing things my way or not trying to fit in or not changing my narrative. You know what I'm saying? Many people could tell me I'm wrong. I'm going to be like, I'm right. But I also learn to take advice or see things from different perspectives of people to be like, all right, because a dummy is not a person a dummy is a person who thinks they know it all and don't listen to nobody else. I'm not that dumb to be like that. I'm stubborn as hell, but I'm not that dumb to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that type of person. So with that being said, it's just like, I'm just trying to figure it out every day.
Absolutely.
People like, man, you get your shit together. You got it figured out? No, I don't, but I will. All right, stop talking to me then.
I appreciate you coming on the show, brother.
Appreciate that, man. Pleasure, listen, man. I got major shout outs.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Ian Bick, Locked In Podcast. Shout out Shower Squad Entertainment. Shout out my neighborhood, Money Green, Bad Rock. Shout out OBH Records, man. My guy, Leak Moss. Pretty Flock. You have Drama Bentley up here. He OBH Brooklyn. OBH Berto. OBH Razor. Leak Moss, Razor, Pretty Flock, Berto, Drama Bentley, OBH Delaware, OBH Bayer. He in Delaware. You know what I'm saying? These all the guys I'm going to try to get the intro for you to meet and you come in contact with. So just shout out OBH Records, Shower Squad Entertainment. Shout out my neighborhood. Man, shout out my mom. Shout out my kids. Shout out every Holdwater supporter. That's just what it is, man. Shout out. If I missed you, hit my DM. And when I come back with Ian Bick, man, I'll bring you with me. It's all love, man. Thanks for having me on the show.